right. Here, in the top left corner, we have none other than It's Gosu's Hwangsin. Korean player. He is Korean, but he was acquired to Team It's Gosu. He's the Protoss player in the blue. Can he come back into this series? We'll find out. He is sending a probe immediately to the low ground of his expansion against this player in the bottom right, none other than Zenio, one of the recent acquisitions for Team Liquid in the red.
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there is no replay bar up here. This is live. Live. And that being said, I also want to tell you that $150 will be awarded to the winner of this series. Every single series that we have in the NASL, the winner gets 150 bucks USD.
USD, yeah.
It's
pretty sick, man. 150 bucks.
You know, there's like 10 million synonyms for dollars. That's like the weirdest thing in the world. If you ever check it out on Wikipedia, it's like actually the weirdest stuff is called dollars.
Dollars. I mean, the value of the dollar is dropping. Pretty soon the mineral is going to overtake it.
Well, of course.
Minerals are pretty common, too. That's what's so embarrassing. U.S. economy is so bad that StarCraft 2 minerals are going to eventually outvalue it.
Oh, Frodan, I love you.
Hwangsin is going for some kind of fast nexus again. Now, do you think with Ohana as a map pick, he's going to try to do the same build, but make a more effective type of push based off the geography? Or, I mean, what can we expect on Ohana going to this matchup? Well,
last game we had a weird build because he had to wait for that War Prism, right? Again, I'm going to go back to that, but that War Prism actually should have been another Immortal. If he had an extra Immortal in that first push, think about how powerful his push would have been. It might seem like a little bit, but that one Immortal does a ton of DPS. Those Roaches would have had no chance. So I really feel like Hwangsin...
Ooh. And he loses that probe, but yes, you feel like
Hwangsin really botched that. He really botched that, and hopefully we'll see just a more refined build, and hopefully it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, see, Hwangsin definitely had the opportunity to make it happen, but yeah, three Immortals is always better than 2, no matter which way you look around it. So Hwangsin, maybe he's going to reevaluate his plans, maybe not. For now, he is fully walling off while sending another probe out. Now, the importance of losing that first probe, stalling the hatchery, not just the first hatchery, but the second hatchery that goes down as well.
Yes, and Zenio is opting to do that. It looks like the drone is now pushing out. He's opting to go the second queen before the third hatchery. This is a little bit different. Sometimes we see it before, sometimes we see it after. Very negligible differences. The main thing that I would say is getting the first creep tumor out. A lot of players do want to have that creep tumor out ASAP. Some people are like, nah, I don't need it. I can just go on and get my quicker third hatchery. Just stylistic differences.
Hwangsin, guys, he's not the worst person at PvZ either. I mean, he has beaten some notable Zergs. In fact, he beat HeyPro at the EG Masters Cup recently. So Hwangsin does have some good wins under his belt, so keep in mind, it is still pretty viable fact that he can come back into the series.
But Zenio, I mean, let's be honest, he's been a complete monster ever since. No, he's always been a complete monster ZVP. And I think this is the way you have to play it. Be really, really aggressive in that mid-game phase. You have to take advantage of when you have the economic advantage and your opponent is just about tech switching, just trying to get their economy up, etc. So I like where Zenio has been taking it. I know a lot of other Zergs prefer to go that super macro game where they just go to Broodlords, Infestors right away. I feel like that style is the weaker style currently with the metagame. And I don't know, I just feel like Zenio is the more honed, more practiced, better player at this point.
Well, Hwangsin, right now, he's spending a lot of his Chrono Boost on +1. In fact, this is the 3rd time I've been keeping track that he's been Chrono Boosting it out, so he could set up a pretty strong timing with 4-gate +1 Zealots, very similar to what we've been seeing a lot in PvZs recently. And there it is, 3 more gates. And he is getting a Sentry again, so this is the same build that he opened up last game, except this time he has a pretty easier way to secure his natural compared to the map geography on DualSense.
The one thing that I'm a little bit worried about for Hwangsin is the fact that he did this last game. And if you know your opponent is doing this build, it's very easy to shut it down. The 4-gate actually gets crumbled by a single gas. You just go 1 gas and you populate it pretty early. Now, that could have been identified if he saw that the Forge worked started working with the first 100 gas. If he saw that immediately, Zenio should know, I just get 1 extractor and then I'm fine. You can actually drone up very efficiently, up all the way to 70 after that. But no, Zenio's just going to go for more of the standard style. He is droning him quite a bit, but you can see he's so comfortable. Yeah. He actually went for 3 gases all at once.
And he did manage to scout a couple of those gateways. He didn't see the 4th, but he can assume that which. And at the same time, Hwangsin is also getting a robotics, so pretty much the exact same build. In fact, Zenio's predicting that same build, making some preemptive roaches.
The big problem is Hwangsin needs to take down these rocks. You can see he fully walled off himself at the natural, so I do assume that he will just reuse this this ramp as a new exit for his natural. He needs to start that up pretty soon.
Oh, we do see a pack of zealots here. Sorry to interrupt you, Andre, but Hwangsin is moving out here. Now, Zenio doesn't have that many roaches in preparation. He's got 4. Now, Hwangsin could split off a couple of those zealots and try to go directly for drones or try to see if he can pick off the queen, but he's just letting them go on attack command, and Zenio is on creep, so the roaches can kite for a long time, so Hwangsin kind of not really doing much here with the zealots.
That's what I'm talking about. This 4-gate push gets destroyed if the opponent knows what you're doing, and Hwangsin already showed this last game, so Zenio is saying, I'm going to prepare for that. And what has he done? He's got double evolution chambers. That shows so much confidence in what his opponent, or knowing what his opponent is doing. You see another round of zealots coming out here. This is going to be a waste. I don't know what Hwangsin is doing here, but he's throwing away units, and this is detrimental to his push that is incoming a little bit later.
Well, he is going to force field the ramp immediately and warp into the high ground. Now, Zenio doesn't have Zergling speed either, so in fact, those Zerglings can't really take on that force whatsoever. We do see that Zenio's in the middle of getting important macro hatchery. Oh no, Hwangsin almost missed the force field, but he's going to lose a couple sentries here, if not all.
Oh god, that's going to be rough. He needs to pick those up ASAP.
He does manage to, and also does manage to pick off one of the queens, but Zenio is enraged. He's got a lot of units prepared for any kind of reinforcements from Hwangsin. In fact, he's got a couple spine crawlers about to finish as well. The Zerglings kind of funneling themselves perfectly for those zealots. At the same time, Zenio still droning, actually. Pretty comfortable despite the fact that he's getting harassed.
Yeah, I think he will be able to clean everything up. A nice job done by Zenio. I gotta actually apologize to Hwangsin there because I was like, what is he doing throwing all those 4 zealots into the left-hand side? It was a diversion. He was Lord of the Ringsing it. And just trying to...
Lord of the Ringsing it?
Yeah, you don't know what that is? They did a diversion at the last one, dude.
In Return of the King?
Yeah.
I don't know. Return of the King was so long, dude. It was a really good movie, but
all of them were long.
I just remember just a huge epic battle happened, and there's like a giant eagle somewhere.
Yeah. Eagles come save the day, man. Eagle. Anyway, Zenio is going to make an overseer all the way on this left-hand side. Zenio's in a really comfortable position. He has his lair. He has double upgrades as well. You can see he's actually upgrading his melee attacks right now. And there goes the Carapace. But I think he wasn't actually using his 1 evolution chamber, so I got to revoke my statement right there. But it is a 4 immortal push. This is actually a lot stronger than it should be. Normally you will have a Spire up in time for these immortal pushes. You can see the Spire's a little bit delayed. Muta switches are really strong against this style, but we'll see if Zenio even tries to do that.
Yeah, Zenio just has freedom, basically, to do whatever he wants, pursue whatever career or graduate school he wants, and research whatever he needs to be successful. I wish my parents... Actually, my parents did give me freedom. I'm a caster full-time, man. I love it, man. I have such non-traditional Asian parents. Man.
I know, me too, man.
Well, you're Malaysian, doesn't it?
Excuse me.
Southeast Asia is like considered a different region than like the traditional Asia, don't you think? Don't you think? Andre does not talk. He's about to strangle me.
How dare you?
We do.
Did you just call me non-Asian?
No, you are Asian. I promise you, dude. You're good at StarCraft. Hwangsin does scout Zenio. He sees the entire Roachling and Hydra army. Zenio's pushing in here.
Yep.
Hwangsin does have a lot of force fields and immortals, so he should be able to hold off this choke at least. He also has his War Prism in the bottom right ready to go for some counter harass.
And this is the style I'm talking about. He loves to do this. Just keep pushing on his opponent and get these small little advantages in economy. There it is. The wraparound with these Zerglings. They're going to get a full surround. He needs to put something down. No force fields get dropped, and those Zerglings actually killed a ton.
Oh, wow. You know, Zenio actually brought 2 overlords with speed, and I think he was trying to fake some kind of drop as well. You know, Hwangsin didn't react to it though. In fact, oh no, he's not reacting to these Zerglings coming in, and he's gonna have to utilize a lot more force fields than he needed to hold off this push.
No Zealots are really being punished. I mean, you can see the Zerglings being a lot more relevant in these fights than normal.
Yeah,
and
but also in the main,
he's
he's dropping some Zealots. Now, they were cleaned up, but he did pick off an important building. I didn't get to see what it was, but currently, he's also just too busy being attention everywhere. He's losing stuff at his natural, losing his third as well. Hwangsin finally cleans up the Hydra army there, but not after Zerglings clean up a lot here.
See, the Zerglings are just going to go into the main base. A very nice shot by Zenio, keeping up the pressure, and look at that, he has his 4th. Now, this has been up for a while. He hasn't been able to saturate it for quite a long time, unfortunately, but he's still been able to do a ton of damage against all of these, well, just the composition, the infrastructure, everything is just severely cut. Hwangsin is in a terrible position.
Yeah, and he's still killing more probes. No, Hwangsin's not paying attention to his main. Zerglings are still killing anything they can touch, basically. And then what started off at 8 probes killed is now racking up to 15, 16, so doubling up his count really easily, as well as killing that infrastructure. That Forge is now finding to reseal that opening.
And this is going to be the nail in the coffin. Frodan, Mutas going into the main. Is there blink up? Yes, there is, but he doesn't have the adequate defense for this. Where are the Stalkers? They're not in position. And look at that, Zerglings and Roaches from the right-hand side.
Yeah, this is great 2-prong aggression here from Zenio. He's maxed. Hwangsin now dipping below triple digits. His Templar can't really do anything at this point. They do have Storm, but he's not using them whatsoever. In fact, finally forced to drop 2 in the exact same location. GG.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hwangsin will fall. Zenio takes the cake. A 2-0 win for him. Really nicely executed, and I love that meta switch just to put the nail in the coffin. You know, that's one of the strongest things that Protoss are actually scared of. Committing to Immortals so hard really saps up a lot of gas and your robo time. If you don't have enough for your robo time, your meta switch is actually really strong because now you don't have Colossus. Now, why are Colossus important with mutas? Well, if you don't have Colossus out on the field, then Zerglings are a lot more powerful. You don't want to have those Zerglings tanking all the damage and the mutas just doing way too much damage against all your gateway units.
Yeah, you can ask a lot of high-level Protoss players to say robo time is one of the most important facets of PvZ. It's huge. Actually, it's prodigious. How about that?
Planetary.
You happy, Morgan?
It's planetary.
He handed us a new list of words to use. The robo time is prodigious.
It's not just that, it's monumental.
It's monstrous.
It's paramount in the PvZ matchup.
Thank you so much to Morgan for improving my vocabulary. So there you have it. Zenio takes game number 2 and the series 2-0. We'll be back more after this, but thank you so much to our sponsor, Azo, for providing the monitors for NASL. We love you guys. We'll be back with more action from NASL Season 3 Division 1 coming up next.